I'm back and it's time for another rant, so let's get to it. First, does James Gunn think we're all really that stupid? I mean, does he really think that we don't know he would like to move as many of his MCU comrades that he can over to his new DCU kingdom? Yeah, why not? It's worked for him before. First, Zoe Saldana, in a seemingly coy manner, said in an interview not so long ago that she would be ever so grateful to be part of Gunn's new DCU, to which little Jimmy replied, after a fan asked him would he consider it, and if he had a role in mind for her, of effing course. And of effing course I love Zoe. And then we have Dave Bautista, who stated recently that he just loves James Gunn and he would love to work with him again, and heck, he'd even do it for free. Well, wouldn't you know, little Jimmy had a reply after a fan asked him to reply on that comment as well. He said, "Love Dave Bautista. Who would you like to see Dave play in the DCU, by the way?" he even asked. And let's not forget the selfie Dave took of himself sitting in front of Gunn's parking space in the DC lot last year. Now, I'm not against either one join the DCU, mind you. I think they're both fine actors. Hell, I even did a rant a few shows back about the possible lineup Gunn could create if he just put them all on that big old DCU shuttle bus and brought them all on over. But come on, you simply cannot tell me that he has not already discussed it with the both of them. Hell, he probably did it months ago. And that's okay, just don't play us, little Jimmy, because it ain't no big deal, and it really does not surprise anyone, or at least I hope it doesn't anyway. It didn't shock me that Zack Snyder cast Ray Fisher in Rebel Moon after he had him as Cyborg in the DCEU, and it doesn't shock me if Gunn should use his Guardian pals in the DCU. All I care about is if the man will make good DC movies over at WB, and for me anyways, that remains to be seen. And no, before anyone asks, I didn't care for his version of the Suicide Squad. So as I said, move him on over, little Jimmy. Stop playing around and do your thing, bro. And speaking of other things, WB, well, it seems that Christian Bale truly is a real-life hero. Bale, you see, just broke ground on a 16-year passion project in California where he is building 12 homes designed to keep foster siblings under the same roof as opposed to having them split up. They're being built along with a 7,000 square foot community center, and they should be completed by 2025. So hats off to you and your team, Mr. Bale. Well done indeed. In more things, WB, well, apparently David Zaslav and his gang have decided to shelve Coyote versus Acme yet again. It seems they couldn't get the money that they wanted out of it from neither Netflix, Paramount, and or Amazon, nor would they accept any counteroffers. Warner supposedly wanted $70 to $80 million for the project and would take no less. And what makes things even more interesting is the fact that none of the executives involved, including Zaslav, have yet to even see the film's final cut. Now, this is the kind of thing that makes me, as a DC fan, worry about the future. One day we hear and see that Gunn's finally breaking ground, starting his version of the DC universe. The Batman 2 is supposedly moving ahead. Joker 2 is right down the road, along with various other DC projects. And Zaslav and his team are still practicing bad business ethics all the while, as Warner Brothers is losing even more money than ever before. And if you ask me, it's no damn wonder. Even if Gunn turns out to be the greatest director that DC has ever seen, it won't mean a damn thing if Warner continues to do business this way. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure it out. They released The Flash, which cost upwards of $220 million, if not more. They bragged about it, promoted the hell out of it, calling it the greatest comic book movie ever made, even with all the bad press that it received from continued reshoots and the debacle of Ezra Miller's personal affairs, and yet they still released it. Now I ask you, could Batgirl really have been any worse? Can Coyote versus Acme? It just reeks of bad business, and for a company that is on the brink of disaster, I just don't get it. Also in DC news, there have been rumors that Gunn and company is on the verge of casting the new Batman. Now, I cannot find any definitive proof of this anywhere other than supposed ex-scoopers So I highly doubt that any of them know their ass from an empty bucket on this, but I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, Batman is without a doubt the most popular character in the DC universe. Sorry, Superman. So it would only make sense that they would want to start thinking about candidates ASAP if they haven't done so already. And personally, I think that they have. I think what Gunn and his pals are hung up on is how they're going to work it out along with the Pattinson Elseworlds Batman. But if what Gunn has been saying lately, there seems to be a way to make them all coexist. To me, that means the Crisis on Infinite Earths theory or multiverse theory, and to be honest, I hope I'm wrong because I think that would be a mistake. It would be like melding Christian Bale's Batman world with Gunn's, and I think it would be a disaster. Just do the trilogy and move on. Don't try to do what Marvel is doing yet again. And speaking of the MCU, did you catch the Deadpool 3 trailer during the Super Bowl? Or should I say Deadpool Wolverine trailer? It wasn't bad for a Deadpool trailer, I mean. It was typical Ryan Reynolds, and if you dig that, very cool. I, for one, grew tired of it long ago because he basically plays the same sarcastic smartass in every single movie that he is in. But it has one thing the other two movies didn't. Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. People will go for no other reason than to see him in the role that made him famous once again, and to see how it all pans out with the bringing of the X-Men into the MCU. I only hope Marvel does the bringing back nostalgia thing better than DC did when they brought back Keaton as Batman and Flash, along with all the horrible CGI cameos. We shall all see because it opens soon. As with everything else, time will tell. So how do you feel about the possibility of Dave Bautista, Zoe Saldana, and any other MCU actors sliding on over to DC? What do you think about Warner Brothers shelving Coyote versus Acme yet again? Is DC walking on thin ice? And what did you think about the new Deadpool Wolverine trailer? If you would, leave your comments down below. And if you would, why don't you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next show. It helps out way more than you know. And as always, thanks for stopping by. God bless. Socks out.